The Chaser is a darkly ironic morality tale about obsession, control, and the dangerous desire to manufacture love. The story follows a shy, inexperienced young man named Roger Shakely, who is hopelessly infatuated with a woman named Leela. Roger is socially awkward and emotionally insecure, and he believes he has no chance of winning Leela's affection through normal courtship. After an exhausting conventional romantic attempt, he seeks help from an eccentric and mysterious old man simply known as Professor A. Demon, who lives in a strange, cluttered apartment filled with bizarre chemicals and experimental concoctions. The professor sells Roger a love potion for a modest price. At first, Roger is skeptical, but quickly becomes desperate enough to try it. The potion is said to make Leela fall completely and permanently in love with him. Roger gives Leela the potion, and the effect is immediate. She becomes intensely devoted to him, obsessively affectionate, and completely uninterested in anything or anyone else. At first, Roger is thrilled. He's achieved what he thought was impossible: unconditional love. They marry, and for a time he enjoys the fantasy of being adored without effort or uncertainty. But the illusion quickly begins to collapse. Leela's love becomes suffocating. She clings to him constantly, demands all of his attention, and becomes emotionally overwhelming. There's no independence, no space, no sense of natural affection, only forced obsession. Well, what seemed like a romantic victory became a psychological imprisonment. Roger grows increasingly miserable. He realizes that Leela is not choosing to love him, she is chemically compelled to do so. The relationship has no authenticity. Desperate to undo what he has done, Roger returns to the professor and demands an antidote. He offers to pay anything, even twice the original price. The professor calmly agrees, but reveals a chilling rule of his system. The antidote will cost exponentially more than the original potion. The price of reversing manipulation is far greater than the price of creating it. Roger agrees, but the transaction escalates further. The professor explains that love cannot be safely manufactured without consequences, and that emotional interference always has a cost. Roger finally obtains the antidote but by the time he returns home, Leela's condition has already begun to destabilize. In some interpretations, the potion's effects are irreversible or deeply damaged once overused. The episode ends on a bleak note. Roger has learned too late that controlling love destroys it, and that may be no clean way to undo what he has set in motion. George Grizzard was a highly acclaimed American stage, film, and television actor, often described as the actor's actor for his subtle, intelligent, and deeply human performances. Over a career spanning more than 5 decades, he became especially respected for his work in Broadway, theater, and major dramatic television roles, while also appearing in numerous classic films and anthology series. George Cooper Grizzard Jr. was born on April 1st, 1928, in Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina, and raised primarily in Washington, D.C. After graduating from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, he began briefly working in advertising before deciding to pursue acting full time. He studied acting in New York with respected teachers such as Sanford Meisner, which helped shape his naturalistic, psychologically detailed acting style. Grizzard's reputation was built largely on the stage, where he became one of the most respected interpreters of modern American drama. He appeared in landmark productions including Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, multiple works by Edward Albee, plays by A.R. Gurney, Arthur Miller, and Tennessee Williams. He was especially associated with Edward Albee's work, often portraying characters who seem calm on the surface but reveal emotional complexity and inner conflict. In 1996, he won a Tony Award for Best Actor for his performance in A Delicate Balance, cementing his status as one of Broadway's leading dramatic actors. Although theater was his primary home, Grizzard also worked steadily in films. His movie roles often cast him as polished, intelligent authority figures or morally complex professionals. Notable films included From the Terrace, Advise and Consent, Comes a Horseman, Wrong is Right, Wonder Boys, Small Time Crooks, Flags of Our Fathers. Grizzard also had a long and varied television career, appearing in many major TV series and TV films. He was known for bringing depth and restraint to guest roles, often elevating standard character parts into something memorable. His TV credits include appearances on Alfred Hitchcock Presents, Law and Order, recurring defense attorney Arthur Gold, The Addams Chronicles as John Adams, Murder She Wrote, The Cosby Show, Hawaii Five-O. He won an Emmy Award for The Oldest Living Graduate in 1980 and earned additional nominations for other dramatic performances. For Twilight Zone fans, George Grizzard appeared in the season 1 episode The Chaser. He was also known for a naturalistic, understated delivery, emotionally complex beneath the calm surfaces, strong theatrical precision, the ability to suggest inner conflict without overt expression. Critics often noted that he seemed to be the character rather than perform it, which made his work especially effective in psychologically driven stories. George Grizzard continued acting into his later years, active in stage, film, and television well into the 2000s. He died on October 2nd, 2007, in New York City from complications of lung cancer at the age of 79. George Grizzard is remembered as one of the most respected American stage actors of the 20th century. While he achieved success in film and television, his greatest influence came from his Broadway work and his long collaboration with major playwrights like Edward Albee. Patricia Barry was a prolific American actress whose career spanned more than 6 decades across film, television, theater, and daytime soap operas. She became especially well known as a versatile character actress who appeared in dozens of classic TV series from the golden age of television onward. Patricia Barry was born November 16, 1921, in Davenport, Iowa. She studied acting at Stevens College in Missouri, a school known for its strong drama program. After college, she gained early stage experience and quickly moved into professional acting work. A major turning point when she won a Rita Hayworth lookalike contest, which brought her to Hollywood's attention and led to a contract with Warner Brothers. Barry began working in film in the mid 1940s, initially in small or uncredited roles before building a steady career in supporting parts. Her film appearances included a wide range of genres, from noir and drama to comedy and romance. Some of her later films included Send Me No Flowers and Dear Heart, where she often played sophisticated or emotionally complex supporting characters. She continued acting in films intermittently for decades, maintaining a steady presence in Hollywood character roles. Barry became especially prominent in television, where she built a reputation as one of the most reliable and adaptable guest actresses of her era. She appeared in a large number of major series, including Alfred Hitchcock Presents, Perry Mason, Gunsmoke, Route 66, The Twilight Zone, and Mannix. She was often cast as elegant, calculating, or socially ambitious women, but she was also equal of characterizing sympathetic or dramatic roles. She also earned multiple Emmy nominations for her performances in prestigious anthology dramas such as Playhouse 90 and Matinee Theater. Later in her career, Patricia Barry became especially well known for her work in daytime television, where she played strong, matriarchal, or complex supporting roles in long running soap operas, as in Days of Our Lives, All My Children, Guiding Light, and Loving. These roles made her a familiar and representative, respected figure to daytime audiences for decades. Barry remained active in television well into the 1990s and early 2000s, eventually retiring after a final appearance on All My Children in 2005. She died on October 11, 2016, at the age of 93 in Los Angeles. Patricia Barry's legacy rests on her extraordinary versatility. She was one of those rare television actors who could move effortlessly between film noir and Hollywood features, live anthology television dramas, guest roles in classic series, long running soap operas. She represented the archetypical of the golden age of television professional, an actor whose consistency, adaptability, and screen presence made her a dependable part of American television history for more than half a century. The events in China, which Roger refers to as the Great Chinese Famine of 1959-1961. It's estimated that tens of millions of Chinese perished during this famine. Having written by Robert Presnell Jr., this is the only episode of season 1 not written by Rod Serling, Charles Beaumont, or Richard Matheson. George Grizzard, Roger Shackelford, wears the same smoking jacket worn by Rod Taylor, H. George Wells, in The Time Machine, 1960. After Roger goes through the professor's inner door, the shadow of a camera is visible on the door. The professor is called a demon, which foreshadows the unfortunate outcome. The episode is based on a story about a man who sold his soul to the devil for a love potion. The central theme is that love is meaningful only when it is freely chosen. Roger tries to bypass vulnerability, rejection, and effort by purchasing affection. The episode argues that love without choice is not love at all, it is programming. What he receives is not romance, but emotional automation. The story draws a sharp line between love and obsession. Leela's behavior initially looks like ideal devotion, but it quickly becomes possessive, consuming, and unnatural. The episode suggests that extreme unconditional attachment without autonomy is psychologically destructive for both people involved. Roger believes that love is something that could be engineered if he finds the right method. The episode dismantles that belief completely. Control eliminates uncertainty, but it also eliminates authenticity. The more Roger and controls Leela's emotions, the less real their relationship becomes. The love potion functions as a metaphor for emotional coercion. Even though it is framed as magical, the moral issue is very real. Altering one's person feelings removes their agency. The professor's escalating price symbolizes a deeper truth. Manipulating emotions always carry hidden costs, psychological, moral, or relational. Roger wants love, but does not understand what love requires. He focuses on possession rather than mutual growth, trust, or compatibility. The episode suggests that many human failures in relationship come from wanting the result, love, without accepting the process, vulnerability, and effort. Like many Twilight Zone stories, this twist is psychological rather than supernatural punishment. Roger gets what he asks for, but not in the form he imagined. His victory becomes entrapment. The episode echoes a recurring Serling idea. Fulfillment of desire, when misunderstood, can become a curse. The Chaser is effective because it begins as a fantasy solution to loneliness and ends as a cautionary tale about emotional control. It takes a universal, relatable desire, wanting someone to love you, and pushes it into a moral and psychological extreme. The horror is subtle, not that love is impossible, but that forcing it destroys both people involved. In the world of the Twilight Zone, even a perfectly granted wish comes with consequences. And sometimes that price is avoiding heartbreak and it's losing love entirely. Okay, this one is not one of my favorites. Um, I think it's kind of cute in a way, but I understand what they're going for. I just really didn't enjoy it that much. I felt he came off more, and it may be because of the time frame that we're involved with right now, but he became more of a stalker than a lovesick person, wanting one person and demanding that to work by getting a love potion. In a way, is kind of creepy in today's world. This one I give a 3 out of 5. Watch it though. See what you think. Let me know. And remember, you can always subscribe and make comments below. And please also enjoy the rest of the films that I've got coming up. The rest of the videos will finish up season 1.